Hi, I am Michelle Strange, Tachyon Crystal Healer. I've been working with Tachyon for a few years now. I researched a lot about the matrix. I found a blog and I saw a post, a calling to order a Sintamani gem, which is a high vibrational crystal assisting in clearing the matrix, which ultimately is keeping us from tachyon. And out of nowhere, I just really felt the calling to order this crystal. After I ordered it, I realized it was from a tachyon company, and I had to look into it further. Once I really realized what tachyon was, I needed more because the crystal that I ordered was not going to be arriving for a couple of weeks. I wanted tachyon immediately, so I found a company here in the United States and ordered tachyon, got my first tachyonized crystal, and it was game on from there. I decided this was exactly the way I wanted to heal. Once I started working with tachyon, I got a quantum leap in my enlightenment. I began to understand things in a whole new way. I started using commandment statements during my healing and specific techniques that really made sense with the way we can program crystals. So I was utilizing these techniques out of nowhere that I did not go to schooling to learn, but I have taken it and made a practice. I built a healing practice, and I'm seeing clients daily. I utilize my tachyonized space, or it's not, the whole space is not tachyonized, but I have quite a few elements inside the room that make it very harmonious. I have tachyon on my table. I have tachyon crystal grids underneath the table. I have tachyon crystals all around the room, tachyonized paintings, tachyonized wall hangings like scarves. I have a tachyon scarf that you're covered in. So you're really in a tachyon cocoon when you are in my healing space. I utilize some personal information, like I want to know, are you on pharmaceutical medication? What is your relationship status? What do you do for a living? Do you have kids? That kind of thing. Just a little personal information. Another one is physical pain. So that is definitely the main indicators as to what is happening inside the auric field, because the physical pain is a direct correlation to where our energy blockages are in our auric field, or soul body, you could also call it. So I want to talk about tachyon because it is the time for me to get here on to YouTube and start sharing exactly what tachyon is. I believe I have a comprehensive idea because it is so new, and I'm learning new things all the time. I receive downloads during my sleep, and things make sense out of nowhere. And then when I wake up, I follow those breadcrumbs and learn more and solidify the information that was gifted to me and seek out exactly what tachyon is, how it's being utilized, and share it with you so that we can bring this new Atlantis or fifth dimension into fruition even quicker. It will give all of humanity a quantum leap, and Atlantis was powered with tachyon crystals. Tachyon was everywhere, so everyone was in the 0-point energy field, and it made things a lot easier. It made 5D, or the fifth density, or the fifth dimension, whatever you refer to it as, more peaceful, and the heart chakra fully in alignment. So I'm going to start with my little questions. I have a sort of script here because I want to make sure I provide all the information to you in this video so that you can understand tachyon with me. And maybe you want to start using it just on yourself and eventually start using it on everyone you know. And I would be the most excellent of resources on this because I have been working with it for so long. And not only have I been working with it, I don't just accept it. I'm a truth seeker. I am a freedom fighter. I'm always looking for more information, always. So let's begin. The first question I have is, what is tachyon? So tachyon is basically a subatomic particle. It's the 13th ray of light. It's non-visible because it's on a higher frequency. It's the highest healing frequency. It's the carrier of free will. We are bradyons. So what that means is that we are slower than visible light, and it gives mass through water, liquid crystal held together with a webbing of tissue, and it's given dimension with bones, and we're inside a hairy cell membrane. This mass or bradyons they experience entropy, meaning the unavailability of a system or of a system's to the unavailability of a system's thermal energy for conversion into mechanical work. So it's often interpreted as a degree of disorder or randomness in the system, which is a gradual decline into disorder or degeneration. So basically, stumbling on the bookwork words and putting it into layman's terms, it is degeneration. It is seen in the physical body as wrinkles, gray hair, failure of organs, many ways. So degeneration, a degeneration of all the materials, the cartilage in between the spine vertebrae. This is all degeneration, otherwise known as entropy. And the dictionary definition of it is a little bit harder to understand and even read. But because we are bradyons, we are subject to entropy. So, tachyon is wormhole technology, and wormhole technology reverses entropy. So, the next level above bradyons is luxons, which is photon visible light, those 7 rays that are refracted through a prism. When light shines through it, it breaks it up in the 7 different colors. That's photon or luxon. And it degenerates over time and space, and it can be blocked by a solid wall. So we're not exposed to photons if we're inside a house, like UV rays, for instance. So that is a visible light. And then there's tachyon, which are faster than luxons, and it cannot be blocked. And it is not subject to entropy. So it can go through walls, it can go through ice, it can go through steel, it can go through whatever you can think of, and it be the same on the other side. Because it's not going to degenerate. It's going to travel through the air forever. It is the source of all frequencies. And that's the info that's being carried. So the source of all frequencies. It's the first energy to leave the Big Bang. It utilizes scalar energy to travel, and scalar energy goes out in rings, and it is the reality sine waves that tachyon is utilizing to travel through. And that is sine, S-I-N-E, not S-I-G-N. And it is 0-point energy, the 0-point energy field. So that means when negative ions equal positive ions, they're at 0 point. So here's the big one. Tachyon is resurrection power, and it was condemned at the creation of Earth. So we are on Earth to experience duality, and through duality we learn to love ourselves more, which gets us on the path to source, so that when we move on to higher dimensions or heavier densities, or lighter densities, because we are in a heavier density right now in the 3rd and 4th, being sort of gravitationally implanted here on the planet Earth. And the Matrix condemns tachyon. If we knew about tachyon, we'd know about a lot more than we do right now. So if you want to take that red pill, tachyon is the key to opening the doors to the cosmos, opening you up to your galactic citizenship and your healer's role, truly igniting your Earth Star chakra, and all the way up to your 13th chakra. My next section is, how does tachyon act? Tachyon, like I said earlier, can travel through all materials. It ignites active transport in the cell membrane walls by providing the frequency or electron charge needed to open up the voltage gateway ion channels allowing the negative and positive ions to harmonize by returning them to 0 point energy field. Because a cell gathers up positive ions and eventually it'll explode. And that's when a cell dies. And that process takes usually 21 days. But when you're exposed or have a tachyonized item and you're being exposed to tachyon, which can happen through Reiki, through crystal healing, but it has to be at the right frequency. And the provider needs to know that right frequency that you need. Well, Tachyon is the provider that knows the right frequency to open up these gateways. They're sphincters, if you will, that are doing their job of protecting, just like our skin. It's protecting us from outside things. Our air gets harmful, the electromagnetic fields are harmful, and our skin, our cell membrane, is what protects us. And as above, so below, we are a cell of God body, and inside us are a billion or however many cells there are. I don't know the exact number, but we are the God to those cells, and they depend on us just as we depend on Source. So it allows divine light to be infused into the physical body through homeostasis, a stable equilibrium between elements in the cell. Or in the cell, it is the ions. When the negative and the positive ions interact, it brings stability to the cell, bringing it to 0 point homeostasis. And it works not only on the physical body, it works on the mental body, bringing homeostasis to the brain activity. Because in our brain is billions of tiny magnetite crystals. It aligns those crystals, opens them up to receiving, brings balance to the emotional and the logical sides of our brains, and it aligns all the vibrations of our lower bodies. So the spiritual vibration matches the mental vibration, then matching the emotional vibration, then bringing up the physical vibration. Once you have all of those in alignment, you're truly in aligned with your higher self, receiving DNA activation, light body activation, and you'll be leaving or exiting this life through ascension instead of descension or death. So you're choosing ascension when you choose tachyon. What tachyon does is so much. It perfectly adjusts all the energy fields of gravity, electromagnetic force, and weak nuclear forces. It can reconcile all electromagnetic forces and protect the human form from a variety of harmful electromagnetic waves. It aligns your chakras to the 13th chakra. Then you start working on the 14th. And yes, there's even more than that. It gets you on your divine plan or your divine blueprint that you were born with, that you chose with Source before you entered into that physical body that your soul chose before you entered into this lifetime. You had a plan, a blueprint, and it gets you back in alignment with that. Tachyon speeds up physical healing. It allows you to really be in touch with the healing. When we have an injury, we don't talk positively about that injury. We're not very happy about it. So there's a lot of negativity going on. And we have the power to self-heal when we're in a positive state of mind. And when we don't have the power to self-heal, that's what a pharmaceutical does. It bypasses our mind connection and sort of blocks it out and allows the body to do the healing work that it needs to. Well, tachyon does that same thing. It's going to get you back in touch with your pain. You're going to start saying nice things to your injury, nice things to your pain, appreciating Source for bringing tachyon into your life. It reverses that entropy and degeneration that's caused suffering and pain. Pain in your back, pain in your stomach, pain everywhere in your hips. It vacuums out pain. So working with tachyon, the closer you are to your body, the more effective it's going to be. If you have deep, deep pain, the deeper you can massage with the tachyon, the more effective it's going to be. I do physical, deep tissue work with my tachyon crystals, and I create bruises in myself. I don't recommend that to everybody, but I have some deep tissue work that I want to get done, and it takes getting through some flesh, and it breaks up some fascia. So that's why there's some bruising. Fascia busting, and it causes bleeding. And fascia is that web work that builds us and holds us together. So we have that water, the subtle organizing energy fields that work with the water, that bring it to the organ at the right frequency. Tachyon charges those subtle organizing energy fields within our bodies that is building using through the law of attraction and frequencies our organs to be an organ that makes me an individual from you, and that is through the law of attraction and frequency or vibration, however you want to think of that. It removes inflammation because it's talking to the water or the liquid crystal in our body, and it's telling it where it needs to be, where it needs to go, what frequency it needs to be on. It's raising its vibration of the physical body. It's implanting divine light by opening up all those cells. So it's interacting on the cellular level in every cell. So the longer you're exposed to it, it's going to reset all your cells. And our cells have a lifespan of approximately 21 days. So about 14 days, you're going to start to feel some of that degeneration. So I've spent 40 plus years getting to this unhealed place after discovering tachyon. I'm reverting back, taking off the onion layers, losing weight, losing pain, gaining more hair, gaining knowledge, gaining enlightenment, gaining abundance, gaining love, all these things that I've been wanting, they're coming. So it breaks up the fascia through massage. It also breaks up through massage the urea crystals and calcium deposits, cholesterol deposits. It can break up cysts. It can reprogram your muscle memory. I had a bad habit of turning my foot out because emotionally I was unsupported. So I actually was not really unsupported. I felt unsupported after healing. I realized I was not supporting myself through victim mentality. So now my feet are more straight, but my hip muscle memory is with the fascia has sort of grown around my foot always being turned out. So now I have to, now I have to rebuild that muscle memory with my foot walking straight the way it's supposed to be. And so it does restart and redo that muscle memory so that you can no longer suffer. It can be in the position that it's supposed to be. All your other muscles aren't out of whack because they're doing all the extra work. And it also rewrites the repetitive thoughts that are happening. So the brain memory, you're letting go of unhealthy thought patterns in a way that changes your life. You start to realize these negative thought patterns are not serving you. You want to move up the scale of enlightenment, which is enlightenment as at 800. Death is 0. You're an energy vampire until your vibration is about 200. Once you hit 200, you're a lighthouse and you keep growing, 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 growing. You're connected to source. That sounds great, right? Well, every positive thought takes you up that scale 10, but every negative takes you down 12. So positive thoughts, commandments, healing thoughts are really going to take you up that scale of enlightenment in ways you won't believe. So it also strengthens your immune system. It ignites detoxification, especially if you're hovering over the liver. You're really going to assist your liver in detoxing. If you're massaging your lymph, that's going to cleanse out your lymph. You're assisting your detox. All done with the tachyon crystal. It ignites a connection to the pain in a way that your positive thoughts can start the healing process. We also utilize the pain to discover where's the emotional blockage, where's the trapped emotion, and start to let that go. It allows your body to heal quicker because you're then connected to life force in a new way. It clears those blockages that mentally and emotionally and spiritually have cut your physical body off from life force. It harmonizes harmful electromagnetic frequencies to a 0 point, protecting against harmful Wi-Fi, 5G. Also, in a ghost hunting world, when they're going through a home and they're looking for ghosts, they're looking for electromagnetic frequencies to ensure that you're leaving a haunted scenario with 0 attachments. Tachyon's going to do it because it's going to return your auric energy field to 0 point. So thinking of that, it clears your body of implants, siphoning, energy siphons, and it cancels and voids your contracts to the darkness. It removes the resistance of receiving energy or life force, and it converts electrons to match the protons. So that is, again, 0 point. Same with ions and their positive and negative. So it initiates light body activation, DNA upgrades for ascension, and you start to learn about your DNA in a whole new way, which is totally amazing. So how does a tachyon or tachyonized, crystal or natural fiber really work? So these natural fibers or crystals are of a crystalline structure. What can be tachyonized? So it's got to go through a tachionization process. Once it's tachyonized, it's not reversible. Tachionized materials like cotton or silk, don't put them in the dryer because that would affect or degenerate the fibers in a way that it would harm this crystalline structure. So you don't want to dry. You can wash, but not dry. Dry in the sun, they'll get charged by the sun. That's how you dry any natural fiber that's tachionized. So basically, it works like a cell phone or a radio. It's programmed to receive and send information through scalar energy or reality sine waves. It allows you to interact with the Akashic record, the ether, or also known as Athena's net, which is the natural internet in the air, the information that's there, that's implanted in the scalar waves, in the reality sine waves. So crystals are in our cell phones, radios, watches, televisions, in our fiber optic lines, clocks, and they're all used with electricity and wired to transmit information. So crystals, that's what they're doing. They're transmitting, holding, receiving information. End of story. They're used in our computers. They're used in our brains. Magnetite crystal is in our brain. Billions. We are liquid crystal, held together with a cell membrane. So, piezoelectric crystals generate a voltage when pressure is exerted upon it. This is how orgonite work. So orgonite are resin towers, acrylic resin towers with layers of metal, crystal. As the resin hardens, it puts pressure on the crystal, creating an electrical effect. And the metals conduct that electricity, and that channels in life force. So that's how piezoelectric crystals work. They're used in the computers, clocks, everything we need to create electricity. So when electricity is applied to quartz, it begins to vibrate. So that vibration can create more electricity, and it sends out information. That's how our radios work. That's how our cell phones work. It's how our televisions work. It's everything we need to get information is with crystals. So they have Crystals have optic properties that affects light when passing through it. Tachyonized items change the photon light to tachyon by raising the vibration of the photon light. So when you have organite that are tachyonized or crystals that are tachyonized and the light goes through it, it refracts 13 rays instead of just 7. So now what can be tachyonized? Crystals, metals, natural fibers such as silk, cotton, hemp, leather, water-based lotions, oils, CBD, coconut oil, minerals, vitamins, glass, borosilicate glass, otherwise known as Pyrex, which is an excellent thing to tachyonize because it doesn't break. When you're using a borosilicate glass, its main job is to channel tachyon. When you tachyonize crystals, you're channeling in tachyon as well as amplifying the effect of the crystal. And anything silicates, which the borosilicate glass is a silicate with infused glass and silica gel. And what is the tachionization process? So this is the big question. Because, okay, how does that all happen, right? It all sounds good, but how does it happen? So crystals and the crystalline structure can be reprogrammed there is 4 things necessary. It is metal or a coil, crystal, electricity, and a tuner. So when you have those things present, you are receiving. And when you're sending out, you are sending information out on a frequency, so the information is implanted that you're sending out into the sine wave. And then you're also receiving information through the sine wave. So that's how the tachyon works when you're using electricity to tachyonize the item. That's what you're wanting it to do, to send sine waves and receive sine waves through scalar energy. So the process creates a node inside the natural fiber or crystal. This node sets up a chaos field interacting with scalar energy. And that's where you are interacting with the ether or Athena's net. And once your items are tachionized, they're always tachionized. And when you're interacting with that chaos field, your intention and your words and your thoughts are doing the communicating, your vibration, right? Your vibration. So intention is used to program the crystal also, but it's done through electricity, scalar energy basically, and intention through computer programming, and it's a 24-hour process. And the intention is to change the structure to a monatomic element or structure, making it stable all by itself. So the program is telling the crystal to match the electrons to equal the amount of protons. When that happens, it's the right scenario for the voltage gateway ion channels to open up, allowing the ions to harmonize. So the protons then, the tachyons then bring stability to everything, The computer program does make these items, turns them into a superconductor of this energy or voltage or stability of electrons versus protons to bring harmony and stability to our life, our body, all around us, our air, and it brings us to being implanted like a tree so that we're not easily swayed. We grow roots. We tap into the Earth's water source, igniting our Earth Star chakra. Then we're bringing up that water, clearing all the way through the throat chakra so we can transcend fight or flight and really attain higher realms through the third eye, crown chakras, and above. So this stability is so necessary. We become a cedar tree where we're so tall, so proud, implanted with our own repellent, our own force field, bringing in mass quantities of water to clean the air. Working with tachyon so long, you become a tachyon crystal yourself. You become just a spreader of light. You become that lighthouse, and people just want to hug you. They're gravitated towards you. Gravity is not this. Gravity is this. It's not this. We're being pulled together. These molecules are being pulled together with the law of attraction, utilizing the frequency address, creating individuality, making you, you, and me, me. Namaste. Thank you for spending your time here with me. Please share my video. Please visit me. I have two websites, tachyoncrystalhealer.com and tachyoncristaLhealing.com. Tachyon Crystal Healer is all about me and my healing. Tachyon Crystal Healing is my tachyonized items that I have for sale, unique items to bring tachyon into your everyday life. I'm on Instagram at Tachyon Crystal Healer and Tachyon Crystal Healing. And Michelle Strange is my name. Follow me on Facebook. Add me as your friend. And you can contact me through Instagram. And I am here to assist you. If you're interested in learning Tachyon Crystal Healing, I offer Tachyon Crystal Certification. This is a new modality. And I am creating every day new ways to use tachyon to heal, and I want to share it with you. So if you're interested, you can go to my website, tachyoncristaLhealing.com. I have a tachyon certification program. It's one-on-one videos as well as YouTube videos, and I'll teach you chakra diagnosis, chakra healing, some minor pain relief techniques, and how to use essential oils through commandments and calling upon certain angels, or, I use archangels that are one with the Most High to assist in that healing. So if you're interested in learning that from me, I'm offering a certification program in this new modality that I have mastered, and I want to share with you. Again, namaste. I honor the light in you. Please contact me if you have any questions. Till next time.